Right, let's talk about fighter jets. Usually, when you think of these things, you picture massive, expensive bits of kit from America or Russia. You know the ones, the F-35s and the Sukhois. They cost a fortune and need miles of perfect runway and probably require a team of wizards just to change a light bulb. But then, from the land of meatballs and flat-pack furniture, comes something a bit different. It's called the Saab Gripen, which means griffin in Swedish. And believe me, this thing is causing a right old stir. It's not the biggest, nor the most powerful on paper, but it's clever. In fact, it's so clever that some of the world's biggest military powers are starting to look over their shoulders a bit nervously. So what is this Gripen? Well, imagine a fighter jet designed with pure, simple logic. It's a single-engine, multi-role fighter. That means it can do pretty much everything you'd want a jet to do. It can fight other planes, it can bomb targets on the ground, and it can go on spying missions. The Swedes designed it during the Cold War with a very specific problem in mind. They looked at their massive neighbor, the Soviet Union, and thought, if they invade, all our lovely, pristine air bases will be the first things to get blown up. So they needed a jet that didn't need a fancy airbase, a jet that could land on a simple stretch of road. This is where the Gripen starts to show its genius. It was built to be tough, easy to maintain, and incredibly flexible. Think of it like a Land Rover Defender of the skies. It can operate from dispersed, damaged, or even temporary runways just 800 meters long. A small team of conscripts, not highly paid specialist engineers, can refuel and rearm it in about 10 minutes flat. That's less time than it takes to get through the queue at a coffee shop. This ability to pop up anywhere, get ready for a fight, and disappear again is what makes it so special. It's a guerrilla fighter in a world of heavyweight boxers, and that makes it very interesting indeed. The story of the Gripen began way back in the late 1970s. Sweden wanted to replace its aging fleet of SA-35 Draken and 37 Viggen aircraft. They wanted to maintain their independence and not rely on buying jets from the Americans or the
These features
Soviets.
make it not
So
only
Saab
a capable
got to
fighter
work.
jet in
The
traditional
first Gripen,
combat
the
scenarios, but also
JAS-39A,
highly
took to the
versatile
skies in
counter-terrorism
1988.
and
Since then,
asymmetric
it has been
warfare
constantly
operations.
upgraded. The latest version,
aircraft's
the
integration
Gripen
with
EF,
modern
is
weaponry
packed with
systems,
some of the most
such as
advanced technology you
air-to-ground
can
precision
find.
munitions.
It has a
and
state-of-the-art
advanced
radar, a
air-to-air
powerful
missiles,
engine, and a
enhances
cockpit that
its
looks like it's been
capabilities,
nicked from a
making it
sci-fi
ideal
film.
for use in
It's a
various
testament to
combat
smart
zones.
design over brute force.
As Canada seeks to
Now,
modernize
let's get
its
down to
defense
the brass
forces,
tacks.
it is
How
looking
does
for a
this
fighter
plucky
that can
Swede
perform
actually
a
stack up
broad
against
range
the
of
big
missions,
boys?
from
Let's
air
take the American
superiority to
F-35
close air
Lightning
support
II.
and
The
strategic strikes.
F-35 is a
The
beast,
Gripen
a
E's
so-called
flexibility appears to
fifth-generation
make it a
stealth
strong
fighter.
contender
It's
for these
designed to be
roles.
invisible to
Furthermore,
radar, packed
its
with
ability
sensors,
to integrate
and costs an
into both
eye-watering amount of
Canadian
money.
and NATO
On paper,
defense
it looks
systems
like the
further
F-35 would
bolsters
wipe
its
the floor with
strategic
the
value.
Gripen. But air combat
The
isn't a
aircraft's
game
low
of top trumps.
operational
The
cost is
Gripen has a
another
few
key
tricks up
selling
its
point
sleeve.
for Canada.
One of its biggest
The Gripen E
advantages
is known
its
for its
incredibly
efficiency
powerful
and
electronic
affordability
warfare
when
system.
compared to other
It's
Western-made
designed to blind
jets,
and
such as the
confuse enemy
US
radars,
built
turning a
F-35.
high-tech dogfight into a
The Gripen
chaotic
E's
mess
cost
where the Gripen
effectiveness is
thrives.
an important factor
The
for
Gripen's
Canada,
philosophy
which
is
must
see
balance its
first,
defense
kill
spending
first,
with
but
other
it has a
urgent
backup plan.
priorities.
While stealth jets
Canada's
like the
defense strategy
F-35 try
emphasizes
to avoid being seen at all, the Gripen focuses on situational awareness and jamming. It carries a ridiculously advanced radar called the Raven S-05 AESA, which can track multiple targets from very far away. It can also share all this data with other Gripens in the air, creating a complete picture of the battlefield. So, while one Gripen might be targeted, its mates know exactly where the threat is coming from. It's a bit like a pack of wolves hunting a big solitary bear. The bear is stronger, but the wolves are smarter and work together. Another key difference is the cost, and oh boy, what a difference it is.
You could probably buy 2 or even 3 Gripen E fighters for the price of a single F-35. The running costs are even more shocking. The Gripen costs about $4,700 per hour to fly. The F-35, that'll be over $36,000 an hour, please. This means a country can afford to buy more Gripens, fly them more often, and train their pilots better. A pilot with 500 hours of flying time in a Gripen is probably going to be a lot more dangerous than a pilot with only 100 hours in a more advanced jet. It's a simple equation. More planes and better pilots often beat fewer planes with less experienced pilots. Then there's the dogfighting bit. Modern air combat is often about firing missiles from miles away, but if things get up close and personal, the Gripen is no slouch. It's small, agile, and has a high thrust-to-weight ratio, meaning it can turn and burn with the best of them. Its unique delta canard design, those little wings near the cockpit, gives it amazing maneuverability at both high and low speeds. So, while the big, heavy stealth jets are designed to avoid a close-quarter scrap, the Gripen is more than happy to get stuck in. It's a proper all-rounder, prepared for any kind of fight. So who is actually buying this thing? Well, the list of customers shows you exactly what the Gripen is all about. You've got Sweden, of course, but then you have countries like Brazil, South Africa, the Czech Republic, Hungary, and Thailand. Notice a pattern? These aren't superpowers with bottomless defense budgets. They are countries that need a seriously capable air force without bankrupting themselves. They need a jet that gives them the most bang for their buck, or in this case, the most whoosh for their krona. For these nations, the Gripen is the perfect solution. It offers top-tier performance at a mid-range price. Brazil is a brilliant example. They ran a competition for years looking for a new fighter. The American F/AA-18 Super Hornet and the French Rafale were in the running. In the end, they chose the Gripen. Why? It wasn't just the lower price. Saab offered Brazil a fantastic deal, including building a large part of the aircraft in Brazil itself. This is called technology transfer, and it's a huge deal. It means Brazil isn't just buying a jet, it's buying the knowledge to build and maintain its own advanced aerospace industry. For a developing power like Brazil, that's an incredibly attractive offer that the bigger players were less willing to put on the table. The reasons these countries love the Gripen go beyond just the price tag. Its low maintenance needs are a massive selling point. A country with a smaller economy might not have a huge pool of highly trained technicians. The Gripen's design, which allows for quick turnarounds by a small crew with basic training, is a game changer. It means the Air Force can maintain a higher state of readiness. The jets spend more time in the air and less time sitting in a hangar waiting for a specialist to fly in from another country. This operational independence is something that money can't always buy, and it's a core part of the Gripen's appeal. This is precisely why the superpowers are getting a bit sweaty. The Gripen makes it possible for smaller countries to have a really credible air defense. It levels the playing field. In the past, a smaller nation's air force might have been easily overwhelmed by a superpower's technological superiority. But an air force equipped with Gripens, flown by well-trained pilots and operated from hidden road bases, is a much tougher nut to crack. It presents a complicated and unpredictable threat. The Gripen is essentially democratizing air power, and the old guard, used to being the only ones with the best toys, don't like that one bit. So, what does the future hold? How could the Gripen change the way air battles are fought? Well, the trend is clear. The Gripen represents a shift away from the idea that bigger and more expensive is always better. It proves that smart, efficient, and adaptable design can be just as effective, if not more so. As military budgets around the world get tighter, and as the nature of conflict changes, the Gripen's philosophy is looking more and more like the future. It's not just another jet, it's a new way of thinking about air power, one that focuses on flexibility and cost-effectiveness. The Gripen E, the latest model, is designed to be future-proof. Its computer systems are built with what's called an open architecture. In simple terms, this means it's really easy to upgrade. Think of it like a PC. When a new graphics card comes out, you can just swap out the old one. The Gripen is the same. When a new sensor, weapon, or piece of software is developed, it can be integrated quickly and cheaply without needing to redesign the whole aircraft. This is a huge advantage over jets like the F-35, where upgrades can be incredibly complex and expensive. The Gripen can stay at the cutting edge for decades to come. Looking ahead, the Gripen is perfectly positioned for the next evolution in air combat, teaming up with drones. The concept of a loyal wingman, an untrained drone flying alongside a piloted jet, is becoming a reality. The Gripen, with its advanced data link